What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ken Knows Ball. And in today's video, we will be looking at some top prospects, seeing how they're doing this year, and just familiarizing you guys with them. If you guys like this type of content, leave a like, subscribe, and always comment. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. First prospect we got today, you guys are all familiar with him, Paul Skenes, the righty who's in AAA in the Pirates organization. He's the number 1 ranked Pirate and the number 3rd ranked prospect overall. His strengths are his high 90s fastball and slider combination, his velocity, and his 95 mph splitter. The fastball slider combo is interesting. They come out of very similar arm slots, and when you look at an overlay, it's almost impossible to tell them apart until they're darting away from each other. The high 90s fastball with the low 90s, high 80s slider is elite, coming from Paul Skenes. It's very hard to find a weakness in Skenes' game, but the biggest one is his changeup location, as he has struggled locating it low in the zone and keeping it there, but obviously that's his 3rd or 4th pitch, so it's really not a necessity. So far in the minors this year, he has a .39 ERA, a .870 WHIP, and 41 strikeouts, and only 23 innings pitched. This man has been elite. His ETA is this year, and realistically it's just a matter of time until the Pirates decide to call him up. The next prospect is Junior Caminero, 3rd baseman in the Rays organization. He's currently in AAA. He's the number 1 Rays prospect and the number 4th prospect overall. His strengths are his power, his slightly above average speed, and his high barrel rate. His weaknesses are his defense. He had to move from short to 3rd to be able to play. He also has an incredibly high strikeout to walk ratio. He's striking out a ton. So far this season, he's one-dotting it with a 1.09 OPS with 6 home runs and a .333 average. He's only 20 years old, and he could be getting the call up very soon. Next up, we got the number 2 draft pick last year, Dylan Cruz, the outfielder for the Nationals. He's currently in AA, and he is the number 1 ranked national prospect and the number 6th ranked prospect overall. His strengths are that he's really good with the bat, he's all around incredible with it. He has above average speed, and he can play center field, and he has really good plate discipline. His weaknesses are that he's struggled this year so far, and he cannot hit a good slider. He is very limited in his off-speed hitting right now, but as someone who's older coming from college, that can be expected a little when you come to the pros. So far this year, he's got a .230 average, a .731 OPS, 2 triples, and only 2 homers. His ETA is this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see him called up in a couple years, because the Nationals don't have much to play for right now. Our next prospect is Ethan Salas, the catcher for the Padres. He's currently in High A and is the number 1 ranked Padre prospect and number 7 prospect overall. The strengths are his smooth lefty swing, he's great defensively behind the plate, and he is only 17 years old, playing every day High A and starting at catcher. The weaknesses are obviously he's young, so he's going to have some weaknesses, but mainly he hasn't been too consistent in his cup of tea in the pros, and he also has a big strikeout problem. So far this year, he has a 191 average and only a .534 OPS and 0 home runs in 23 games. His ETA, according to MLB.com, is 2025, but I'd be very surprised if we see this man before 2026. Because as being so young, you do not want to rush into the bigs. Next up, Colson Montgomery, shortstop in the White Sox organization. Colson Montgomery is currently in AAA, and he's the number 1 White Sox and the number 8th prospect overall. His strengths are he's all around good with the bat, he has a large frame with a lot of potential to keep gaining muscle, and plays shortstop decently enough, and just a good, solid all-around player. His 2 biggest weaknesses are that he's so big, he's 6'7" about, and he could outgrow the shortstop position. And he also does not excel at any one part of the game, but that's not necessarily a negative because he's great all around. However, plate discipline needs to take a step up as he does strike out quite often. So far this year, he has a 225 average with a 754 OPS and 5 home runs in 29 games. His ETA according to MLB.com is still 2024, but with the White Sox struggling, I'm not sure if they want to pull the trigger and bring him up to see what he has, or if they want to let him marinate a little more and improve on his already good skills in the minors. Next up, we got James Wood, the outfielder for the Nationals. He's currently in AAA, and he's the number 2 ranked prospect for the Nationals and number 12th overall. His strengths is that he is 6'7", he has plus speed, he has elite power, and he's a good enough outfielder in center and has a good eye at the plate. However, despite having the really good eye at the plate, he whiffs on so many off-speed pitches in the zone, which cause him to strike out frequently. In fact, in the minors in his career, he has a 33.3% strikeout rate, which is just insane. However, to start this season in the minors, he's hitting .325 with an .895 OPS and has 21 walks in 29 games, a big step up from last year. His ETA is 2024, and honestly, I could see the Nats bringing him up now in September maybe. Our second to last prospect is Rhett Lauder, the righty for the Reds. He is currently in High A, and he is ranked the 2nd Reds prospect and the 30th prospect overall. Rhett Lauder was a high selection in last year's draft of the Reds' first rounder. His strengths is he has a mid-90s fastball sinker combination. The same pitch, but it's a fastball with a little bit of sink, which is really good and induces ground balls at a high rate. He has an elite changeup and a strong pitch mix, and he also has above average control. However, his velocity is not there completely with all of his pitches, and he's a little bit older at 22, and he's only in High A, so that could be a cause of a little concern. But so far this season, he has shoved with a 2.49 ERA and a .947 WHIP and 25.1 innings in 5 starts. His ETA is 2024, but in the Reds in a tough NL Central, I could see him waiting in a year or two, and maybe we'll see him in 2025 or 2026. Last but certainly not least is the pitcher who will never fail to give me out in MLB The Show 24, Noah Schultz. Schultz is a left-handed pitcher in the White Sox organization, currently in High A ball, and is the number 2 ranked prospect for the White Sox and the number 45th ranked overall. His strengths are that he's 6'9", a lefty, has a Chris Sale-esque slider, and he's developing a changeup with a mid-90s fastball. His weaknesses is that he walks a decent amount of people, and throughout high school, he got injured a lot. But the 2023 draft pick still has time to develop. This year, he has a 4.19 ERA with a .931 WHIP, 33 strikeouts, and has 5 starts and 19.1 innings. It's a little odd that he isn't going very far into these games. I'm not sure if they want to keep him on a low pitch count or if he's not doing too well. I'm not too sure. But his ETA is 2026, which honestly I could see very well happening. When you have a lefty like this, you want him in the majors and you want him with the best coaching possible to keep him healthy and to develop that Chris Sale slider fastball combination. And that will be all for today's prospect check-in. If there's any prospects you want me to look at in the future, drop them in the comments. I'm more than willing to do another one of these. I know it was Nationals heavy, but I'm a Nationals fan, so what are you going to do for me? Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.